If you like what I do, consider joining my channel or donating to my coffee. Links in the description. Hey everyone, this is the Metroidvania Guru, and welcome back to Metroidvania Revisited, the series where I return to Metroidvanias I've already reviewed that have received significant upgrades. Today, we're jumping back into Somber Echoes, a dark, mythologically infused sci-fi Metroidvania where you wield God-given powers as a resurrected tribune named Adrestia. It's been a minute since the PC launch, so here's a quick refresher on what Somber Echoes is all about. You play as Adrestia, a once-dead tribune brought back to life by mysterious forces and given divine abilities. The game's set aboard a derelict colony ship torn apart by a cosmic infection, where Greco-Roman mythology and sci-fi horror collide. Adrestia is on a mission to stop her corrupted twin sister, Harmonia, whose actions threaten the remnants of humanity. The deeper you explore, the more you uncover about their shared past, and the more the story shifts based on the choices you make. I covered Somber Echoes earlier this year when it first hit PC, and while I enjoyed a lot about it, from the atmosphere to the combat to its ether lantern ability and its mid-game turn to a puzzle platformer, I had one major gripe: fast travel. It was just not very fast at launch. Well, now the game is released on consoles, and it comes with some upgrades, including a revamped fast travel system, a new challenge mode, and additional polish across the board. So today, I'm diving back in to see just how much the game has improved, and whether it can climb the tier list. Before we get started, this video is sponsored by Noise and the devs at Rock Pocket Games, who brought Somber Echoes to consoles. If you want to play it for yourself, Somber Echoes is available right now on Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation 5. Links to all platforms are in the description and pinned comment below. Go check it out. And I know what you might be thinking. A sponsored video? We can't take the Guru seriously now that he's sponsored. I get it, but hear me out. I've already reviewed Somber Echoes in a non-sponsored video. My thoughts on the game have been out there since the game's original launch back in January of 2025. I gave it an 8 out of 10 and placed it in the B tier. That means it's a very good game. Feel free to take a look at that video for my first take, but like all my revisited videos, this video is intended to be a new review for the game that reflects the updated experience. Alright, let's get started. I'm actually pretty excited for this replay. The Ether Lantern is really that cool.
8 hours later.
Holy cow! I cannot believe how great the fast travel is now. I'm serious. Every time I hit a save point, I check the fast travel menu like, wait, is this real? Can I actually go wherever I want, whenever I want? I want to focus on this for a second because fast travel was my biggest issue with the game at launch. Back then, if you were in the mid to late game, let's say in the final biome, and wanted to backtrack to somewhere like the cesspit, it was a full-blown ordeal. I'll be vague to avoid spoilers, but you had to go from a save point to a Circe chamber, to the tram, to another fast travel point. It was like solving a mini puzzle just to move around. At that point, they shouldn't have called it fast travel. There was nothing fast about it. Fast forward to the console release and oh, a baby, fast travel is sexy again. You can zip between any save point you've unlocked. It's glorious. The only restriction is that you can't fast travel between biomes until you activate that biome's Circe chamber, which is perfectly fair since that's part of the main progression anyway. So, how does this affect the game? Massively. I remember how drained I felt during my first playthrough because all the tedious backtracking. This time, thanks to the updated fast travel, the tedium was gone. I stayed in the action, stayed immersed, and could focus on what I love most in Metroidvanias: exploring and finding cool stuff. Long story short, the thing that held Somber Echoes back from me, its clunky fast travel, is now not just fixed, but actually enhances the experience. Huge turnaround. Moving on to the game overall, I absolutely loved my second playthrough. I think I did Somber Echoes a little dirty in my original review, mainly because I didn't really engage with the shield and parry system. I don't know, I just suck at parrying, okay? But this time, I made an effort to parry stuff, and it made the combat way more fun and rewarding. I don't even know how I beat this guy the first time I played the game without parrying. And the spear? God, I love the spear. I was playing with a PS5 DualSense controller, so it took a second to get the hang of aiming with analog stick, but once I did, I pulled off some ridiculously satisfying kills. There's just something visceral about hurling a spear through a monster's chest. And, dude, the Ether Lantern is still one of the coolest abilities I've ever used in a Metroidvania. I made a top 10 best abilities video a while back before this game came out, and if Somber Echoes had been around, the Ether Lantern would have been way up on that list. It's basically a double jump, but you turn into a fireball that shoots in any direction. You can even curve your path to swoop around corners to ambush enemies. The best part? You get it early, and the level design is clearly built to take full advantage of it. It's no joke when I say, it's a blast to use. Pun totally intended. One other upgrade I noticed, at a certain point, the Circe gates let you unlock an item locator. For a cost, it'll mark hidden stuff like necklace pieces, rare materials, and survivors on your map. As a hardcore Metroidvanier, I love this kind of feature, especially when it's optional. It helped me 100% the game in 8 hours, which is pretty solid considering this was a replay and I knew where to go this time. My original run took me 12 hours and I didn't 100% it. The final feature I want to highlight is the game's challenge mode, which unlocks after you beat the main story. And let me tell you boys, they don't call it challenge for nothing. I gave it a go and promptly got my ass handed to me. There are 3 distinct types: Colossi, Time Trials, and Labyrinth. Colossi lets you refight bosses, but now with a twist. Each encounter has 3 difficulty levels, each one reducing your max HP. It's brutal, but incredibly rewarding. Time Trials drop you into scenarios and task you with clearing them as fast as possible. And then there's Labyrinth, which is all about solving advanced supernova puzzles, which is cool because I wanted more of those. All 3 modes offer meaningful post-game content, but Colossi in particular is a great test of how much you've really mastered the game. If you're craving more after the credits roll, Challenge Mode has you covered. And there you go. Those are my post-play thoughts on the console release of Somber Echoes. It was already a good game at launch, but with the fast travel fix alone, it goes from good to great. That single change drastically smooths out the experience and improves its pacing exponentially. But is that enough to bump Somber Echoes up the tier list? Let's break it down using my 5 pillars. Combat. It's excellent. Now that I'm actually using the parry system, it feels fantastic. Throwing the spear is incredibly satisfying too. When an enemy is impaled, you deal bonus damage and can even lock bosses out of some of their attacks. It creates a compelling risk-reward mechanic, because tossing that spear mid-fight is risky, especially if you miss. Abilities and platforming. Also excellent. I cannot overstate how fun the Ether Lantern is to control. It's one of the best movement abilities I've seen in the genre. And then there's the mid-game shift to puzzle platforming with a supernova skill. That caught me by surprise, but in the best way. You basically have to think in reverse, laying down Ether Lantern points to guide your supernova to its destination. It's clever, rewarding, and just plain fun. Progression? It's good. You upgrade your health and weapons by finding hidden materials as you explore, and those upgrades feel meaningful. I always appreciate when exploration is directly rewarded with power. This game gets that balance right. Exploration? Also good. The map is excellent and includes a mini-map, which honestly might be the most underrated feature in all Metroidvanias. It tracks points of interest automatically without spoiling discoveries. There's a ton to collect, and it all contributes to your strength or world building. And of course, the fast travel glow-up. You don't even know how much of a difference that one change made. It completely transformed how I engaged with the entire world. And finally, atmosphere and narrative. Also good. I love the narrator, I love the story, and I love the twists and revelations. The different endings, the route to the true ending, and the implications of each, this is all handled with care and delivers a satisfying narrative arc. So, with 2 pillars landing in excellent and 3 in good, Somber Echoes rockets its way into the A tier. That's a big leap, and well-deserved. The combat and platforming were already unique and engaging. All it needed was that extra push and pacing brought on by its improved fast travel, and now, it's absolutely on the next level. If you've already played Somber Echoes, I'd love to hear what you think of the updates. Did they change your opinion like they changed mine? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And once again, big thanks to Noise and Rock Pocket Games for sponsoring this revisit. Somber Echoes is available right now on Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation 5. Grab it using the links in the description and pinned comment. And while you're down there, leave a comment on what my next revisit should be. So many games get awesome upgrades that fly under my radar, so I'd love to hear what you all think deserves a second chance. Until next time, later nerds.